All right, so if you're still hiring the same way you did 3 years ago or even 5 years ago, you're already behind. Not because your team is bad, not because your intentions are wrong, but because the environment that you're working in has changed faster than most hiring systems. Now, this video is for executives, operators, decision makers who know the business and know that people drive performance, and that one wrong hire can quietly derail your execution for months, costing millions of dollars. Right? I'm Patrick Antrim, the founder and CEO of nectarflow. And I spend my time working with leadership teams who are trying to scale environments that are defined by complexity, change, and even constant pressures to perform. And here is what I see over and over again. Most companies are still hiring based off of surface level signals. They're looking at resumes, they're looking at job titles, what they did in the past, they're looking at credentials. And interviews, as you go through these, they reward the candidate's confidence and their communication. And those signals used to work. They used to work well enough, but not anymore. The roles people are stepping into today, they require people to have good judgment, adaptability, and decision-making under even uncertainty. Yet most hiring systems never evaluate how a person actually thinks. So what happens? A hiring manager looks great on paper when you look at the candidate. The interview goes well, great communication, great presentation. It's a performance. Everyone feels confident, right? Then 60 to 90 days later, and the execution starts to slow, revenue's not coming in, sales are slipping, whatever that thing is happening, it's not happening. Managers start compensating for the work not being done. You start to see friction appear in the business, and no one can really quite explain what's happening or even why. Now, the problem was never your effort, and it was never intelligence. The problem was that the hiring system never evaluated how that person operates when the environment gets real. You know your business better than anybody. That is why hiring fails. It fails upstream. And this is exactly why we built Picasso Hire. Picasso Hire does not start with the resume. It starts with the insight. It helps companies understand how people think, how they process information, and how they're going to make decisions before the interview even begins. Now, this can change everything in your process. Instead of guessing in interviews, you start to validate the fit. Now, instead of helping someone figure out, and we're going to hope to see if they work out, we made a confident decision, but we're just still hoping, you start to make informed decisions. Instead of managing around misalignment after you hire the wrong person, you build teams that execute. And hiring starts to be less reactive, and it starts to become more strategic. And for companies that care about performance, your culture, and long-term results, the shift here, it really, really matters. Because people are not just filling roles, they are actually shaping your outcomes. Now, if you believe that execution is a competitive advantage for your business and that the right people make that difference, then it's time to rethink how hiring decisions are made inside your company. Take a closer look at Picasso Hire, because in today's environment, the biggest hiring mistakes are not made after someone is hired. They're made long before the interview even begins.